May I now invite His Excellency Mr. Abhisit Wechashiwa, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Thailand, to kindly take to the stage to make his opening statement. Your Excellency.
Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like once again to extend a very warm welcome to all of you to Chะอำ หัวหิน. 9 months ago, we all gathered here to pledge ourselves to work towards realizing our aspiration to build a people-centered ASEAN community that is rules-based and more effective in meeting the challenges of our times. Today, we are gathering here again to reaffirm our commitment to driving our vision and dreams one step closer to becoming a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move on to the new phase of ASEAN, we can proudly look back to what we have accomplished together during the past year. We now formally have in place the ASEAN Charter that will make the organization truly rules-based and more effective in enforcing what has been agreed upon among member states. To make this achievement more tangible, we have adopted the Chะอำ หัวหิน Declaration on the roadmap for an ASEAN community to guide our community building efforts in all 3 pillars. Indeed, an ASEAN community has begun to institutionally come into place. The Committee of Permanent Representatives in Jakarta has been fully operationalized, and the 3 ASEAN Community Councils have already convened their respective meetings to map out measures to achieve their targets and goals envisaged by the Charter. Moreover, while advancing in these community-building efforts, ASEAN has had to weather the regional and global challenges, ranging from the economic and financial crisis through the adverse impacts of climate change and food and energy security to natural disaster and pandemic diseases. With both solidarity and togetherness, we have succeeded in keeping not only ASEAN relevant, but also its vision alive. In response to the global financial and economic crisis, we have acted promptly to convene a special ASEAN +3 finance ministers meeting in February to expedite the launching of the Chiang Mai Initiative multilateralization. And soon, by the end of the year, this regional self-help mechanism can be launched. Thailand stands ready to temporarily host the CMI surveillance unit. The representation of ASEAN in the G20 summits has also shown that ASEAN matters not just to the 10 Southeast Asian nations, but also to the rest of the world. We have made the voice of other developing countries heard in our attempt to cope with the economic and financial crisis both in London and in Pittsburgh. And when people around the world were affected by the influenza A H1N1, ASEAN, together with our dialogue partners in East Asia, convened a special session of the ASEAN +3 Health Ministers meeting in Bangkok to collectively deliberate on effective measures to prevent and control this pandemic. We have also reaffirmed the common position of ASEAN and other developing countries in the negotiation under the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. Thailand was pleased to play our part in hosting the Bangkok Climate Change Talks earlier this month to prepare for the Copenhagen Conference. And to ensure food security in our region, there have been efforts to transform the East Asia Emergency Rice Reserve pilot project into a permanent mechanism under the ASEAN +3 Emergency Rice Reserve. We should extend our full support to this effort and urge our agriculture and forestry ministers who will meet next month in Brunei Darussalam to expedite the realization of this permanent mechanism. We have reinforced ASEAN's outward-looking character with the completion of free trade agreements with all our key partners in the region, including China, Japan, the Republic of Korea, India, Australia, and New Zealand, and are now exploring the possibility of establishing a region-wide FTA. And early this year, I had the pleasure to co-chair the commemorative summit with His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Korea, and next month, I will have the honor to co-chair the ASEAN-US Summit with President Barack Obama in Singapore. We are also working closely with Russia to convene the ASEAN-Russia Summit in 2010. I hope that our discussion with dialogue partners during the related summits will provide us with a clearer picture on how ASEAN can continue to be a driving force in the evolving regional architecture. All these developments demonstrate the recognition that ASEAN has gained from the world community over the past 1.5 years as a rules-based and people-centered organization which is committed to establishing a fully integrated community by 2015. Indeed, ASEAN's many achievements can make us proud. ASEAN has delivered and thrived through the many global and regional challenges it has come to face with. What remains is the onus that lies on ASEAN to prove that it can implement whatever has been agreed, declared, or envisioned.